Thank you, Mr. President. You know, I would ask, why do you think, what is the number one reason that workers want to join the union? And most people would probably say wages, benefits, that sort of thing. And of course, those are important. But the number one thing is a just cause clause. People, workers, just want to know that they're being treated with respect, and they can't just arbitrarily be fired, because when you work in an at-will state such as ours, as long as you're not a member of a protected class, you can be fired for whatever reason. And what is the highest salary in the world worth if you don't have a job to go back to tomorrow, just because somebody said you're gone? So to have a just process for justifying a termination, that's critical to showing respect to your workers, because everybody knows what the system is. So as employers, we don't need to fear that, because that type of system establishes a process, and you know, as leaders of our own offices, Mr. President, we know that there is a process. We can ask for certain programs, our staff to work on certain things or whatever, and the process is not going to stop us from asking our employees to do things. You know, I mean, of course, we want a well-running office, and because we run our offices or design them, staff is at an inherently imbalanced power position with us. So I know that my good friend Senator Fortunato said, I want them to come straight to me to talk to me about the problems. Well, yes, of course, in the ideal world. But when there is a significant power imbalance that we as senators have with staff, it's very difficult for staff to speak at an eye-to-eye metaphorical level with us as senators. So this process, a grievance procedure, and providing just cause clause and that sort of thing is crucial to balancing that power relationship, so that, you know, at least you know that you can't just be fired tomorrow because you didn't get along with the boss. When you go out there in the field and talk with workers, grievance procedure is the most important thing, because it sets up a process and nobody has to worry about, we as employers don't have to worry about getting sued afterwards, for instance, because we didn't follow the process correctly, or there was no process. So maybe we did do something that was not necessarily legal as far as terminating somebody. We don't know. When there's a process, we're protected against those kinds of lawsuits then, because the process was followed. So I don't think that the fear about our staffs joining a union is necessarily justified, and I hope that as this moves forward, we all get comfortable with the thought about staff or organized staff working for us, because we're going to be able to build better teams for each one of our offices with our staff, not as bosses and workers, but as teams working for the people of the state. So I strongly support 2124, and I hope that you all do too. Thank you.
Further remarks?